This Beyond Clean Articles on the Go feature is titled, What Hath Coronavirus to Do with Social Media? Written by Hank Balch, founder and president of Beyond Clean. If you're not keeping yourself up at night these days examining the Johns Hopkins COVID-19 map, I wonder if you're even human. This is a big, interesting deal, no matter how you slice it. Debates around mortality rates and political responses aside, one ancillary impact of all this is the rolling cancellations we are seeing of major national medical conferences, such as AORN, HIMSS, VMed, the ACHE Congress on Healthcare Leadership, and many more. While there are a million different ways to look at these decisions, I want to list a few points that tie back to everything I've been saying about social media since we founded Beyond Clean back in 2017. 1. Conferences are great, but they are not and shouldn't be the only place you engage your customers. These high-profile conference cancellations highlight the traditional reliance on big industry events to make big industry announcements. The obvious weakness here is that the success of your announcement then becomes dependent on the success and attendance of the event, rather than on the actual earth-shaking nature of the announcement itself. Secondarily, if nearly all the companies are waiting to make their big announcement at these large conferences, then it becomes harder and harder for customers to hear you through the noise, literal and metaphorical, of your competitors. What you are left with is a huge convention hall filled with lots of people, but very little opportunity to truly differentiate yourself and your brand. 2. There is zero chance for transmission of COVID-19 via an engaging social media post, educational article, or creative video. What do you get when you draw thousands of attendees from all over the country and lock them in a room for multiple days at a time? Well, that's the issue. Conference organizers do not want their attendees to get anything, and thus the preemptive conference cancellations we are seeing around the U.S. But now we have hundreds of disappointed device manufacturers and distributors wondering how they are going to safely reach their target audiences with their disinfectant gospels or cutting-edge technological good news. All the while, they have the world's biggest megaphone sitting silently in their pockets and staring them right in the digitally glowing face. It's the internet, folks, and coronavirus is the one thing we know a Windows firewall can stop. 3. When you need an audience, it's too late to start building one. When the conference rug gets pulled out from under you, and you've got this lightning in a bottle of a product announcement or new service line offering, wouldn't it have been nice to have someplace else to turn where you could engage thousands of like-minded professionals in your industry? If your corporate social media pages are sitting steady at 57 followers, including your beloved Grammy and Grandpa, that's not necessarily a good replacement for the thousands of attendees you might have encountered at a national conference and expo. This coronavirus situation is just another example of why building your own audience of followers on social media is such a deeper and more dependable investment in time, education, and resources than nearly anything else your brand could be doing. Instead of just waiting around for next year's round of surgical service conferences, why not use the next 12 months to build a social media following of 2 times to 10 times the number of potential conference attendees? The COVID-19 coronavirus is deadly, even if it doesn't turn out to be as bad as the media talking heads are making it out to be. And yes, canceling of these large national conferences may very well save lives and slow the pace of transmission. But at the same time, the information, education, and networking lost by the cancellation of these conferences will have its own impact. The good news is that social media provides us with an engaging, safe, and potentially viral, in a good way, platform to continue to educate and connect the perioperative and sterile processing industries. I can't think of a better time to shut your door, dust off your keyboard, and collaborate around the best practice using the non-infectious power of the internet. So, the conference is canceled. But what are you going to do with your clicks?